Hi guys, so about 6 months ago, it was end of April, I got a $10 coupon on eBay and I decided to use it to buy Echeveria Rainbow. There was one that was discounted because it was very last one, and with that discount that I already had $10 with shipping, it came to $18. Now if you have ordered in the past Echeveria Rainbow, then you probably know that it's hard to get that plant for this price. So I ordered it even though it was really close to my trip to Serbia. So the plant arrived the day when I'm leaving, so I had only a few hours to take care of it. I pulled it out of the package. It was wrinkly, very dehydrated. It had small roots because obviously this was a cutting that was rooted, and the roots, maybe due to traveling and waiting to be sold, dried up. They were like brittle and black, and there was little black spots on the leaves. So what I did, I put the Echeveria Rainbow in the mixture of cactus succulent soil mix and pumice, and I lightly moistened the soil and I left, and for 15 days this plant didn't have any water. So when I came back, I watered the plant and it did have a little roots that were growing, and I took it outside right away. So when I brought the Echeveria Rainbow outside, it got sunburned, and I don't know if it's due to all the stress of being dehydrated and not being watered properly and regularly and then being sunburned. That little fungus kind of spread on the bottom leaves, and the stem was getting dark and it was showing signs of root rot, so I decided to behead it. Now when I beheaded it, the leaves fell off from the part of the stem, and the cutting that I was left with was so small that I really didn't have any hope that it's gonna survive. I'm gonna show you what the size of this cutting was. So I have here my Echeveria Pearl 1 Nuremberg, and you can see my finger. So this is the size of the beheaded part that was left. So really tiny. I had no hope that it's gonna root. So what I did with this top of Echeveria Rainbow, I put it in a little pot that was only half full of the soil. And so the plant was kind of in the pot, buried in the pot. And I left it in east-facing place outside where it wasn't too much sun, receiving too much sun, and it was getting a little bit of raindrops time to time. So 4 months passed and I forgot about this plant. I didn't think it's alive anymore. And then we had a heavy rain, and I was checking, after the storm, if there was any damages, if there was any dirt. So I was moving plants around and came across this tiny little pot that I left Echeveria Rainbow cutting, beheaded cutting in, and it was alive. It had tiny little roots, so I added some soil to it and I moved it to the greenhouse. That was actually just before I left to my second trip in Serbia in September. So after 4.5 months of sitting like that, tiny little cutting somehow decided to root. And when I came back from Serbia, end of September, I put it in a little bit bigger pot, and now it's under lights. And I want to show you, it's still alive, guys. So here it is. It's alive. It actually grew new leaves and has some, variegation color that the Echeveria Rainbow commonly has. It's a tiny bit stretched. And I think this didn't happen under lights. It happened in the greenhouse because it was getting cloudy at the end of September and cooler. So I'm really excited. I think it's gonna grow. Hopefully I'm gonna have Echeveria Rainbow. So this made me so excited, guys. I think we all like success stories. That doesn't always happen with succulents. Sometimes we just lose them. But it's just incredible how resilient they are, and how you can leave a tiny leaves dumped somewhere and behead a tiny little cutting, and it decides, it fights for life and it survives. And I think that's really exciting about succulents. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.